Ladies, I want you to respect yourself and demand respect. That is very important. Respect yourself, give respect, but also demand respect. All right, what's going on, everybody? Listen, today I want to talk to you about something that is very important. The topic today is falling in love versus growing in love. Before I continue, I have a passage of scripture for you, which is 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4. Now, this time I'm reading the New International Version, and it reads like this. It says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. Now, listen, before I continue, I want you to live your best life by applying scripture to your relationships. The passage that I just read gives us a glimpse of what it's like to grow in love. It talks about being patient, being kind, not being proud, and these things, which is very important, because the problem with falling in love, first of all, is that falling in love is false. Let's get that straight. Falling in love is false. It's also quick and in a hurry. Most times you don't even really know the person that you fall in love with that well, but all of a sudden you're head over heels, because the whole thing is based on emotions. And guess what? Emotions change. So we have a problem. And the contrast to that, or the opposite side to that, while growing in love takes time and much thought. See, falling in love is quick, but growing in love takes time. Now, listen, let me say this. People who fall in love seem to be driven to do something about what they claim to be feeling at that moment, like having sex, moving together. These are the things that people do irrationally, because they said, I'm in love, and they feel that they have to do these things. Okay. This notion is uncertain and unhealthy. I'm telling you, look, the problem with this is that it all happens at a fast pace. In my opinion, it happens too fast, and you miss some of the stages that you need to go through for love to grow and be healthy. You skip some of the stages, and before you know it, you're in the bed. Before you know it, you're living together, and you don't even know each other that well. That's a problem. So when you grow in love, you can wait. You can wait to get married. You can wait to have sex. Because, hey, after all, you're really not supposed to be engaging in sex outside of marriage, but we'll talk about that another time. Because sex is not the main priority in the relationship. What's a priority is getting to know each other, really understanding the other person, looking into their life, and them looking into yours, and seeing if you guys are compatible and if you have something to work with. That's what's important. Because after all, listen, don't you realize that sex complicates things most of the time? It certainly does. When sex gets involved, a whole lot of emotion get involved, a whole lot of feelings get involved, and there you go. The whole relationship becomes complicated. So we leave that alone. But falling in love creates the feeling that you are not in control of your feelings or your emotions. It's a whirlwind. It has you all over the place. Growing in love takes time, and it slows things down. It slows things down. Ladies, I want you to respect yourself and demand respect. That is very important. Respect yourself, give respect, but also demand respect. Okay, there's a song that I love very much by Percy Sledge. The title of the song is Take Time to Know Her. You should listen to it. You know, it talks about a man, quote unquote, in love with a woman and ready to get married. And the mother said, son, take time to know her, because it's not an overnight thing. We rush into this thing so fast, and then we crash and burn. I believe that we should get into a relationship with someone who's a friend. I don't believe that we should get into relationships that are heading nowhere. The intent of dating actually should be for marriage. Nothing else. Not to hook up, not to shack up, nothing like that. We have to look at what do we bring to the table. Being attractive and beautiful and handsome is not enough to make a relationship work. We have to take time to create a lasting relationship because guess what? Like I said before, it's not an overnight thing. Real and true love takes time. Growing in love allows you to truly get to know yourself and the other person. You have to know who you are. Because when you don't know who you are going into a relationship, you're headed for disaster. Destruction awaits both of you when you don't know who you are. She needs to know who she is, and sir, you need to know who you are. And that's just the way it works, and that's the way it's supposed to work. Falling in love has the power of a train going at top speed. Think about this. Falling in love has the power of a train going at top speed, heading to a certain collision. This kind of relationship cannot be sustained at the rate that it's going. I hate to repeat myself, but it will only crash and burn. This is what normally happens. And we wonder what happened to this man or this woman that I was so in love with. That's the problem of being in love. Growing in love, you got to slow it down. This is what we experience all the time in our relationships. We crash and burn. I know I sound like a broken record, but growing in love takes rational thought. It employs slow, methodical decisions. In order to build that relationship, you have to take it nice and slow. Listen, there is nothing like marrying your best friend. Someone who knows you and cares about you. I don't know why people shy away from marrying a friend. A friend looks out for you. A friend that knows you. A friend who will take care of you. Instead, you go for the stranger that seems to be so, he's so handsome. Oh, he has a good job. Oh, he makes a lot of money. Is that it? That's not enough. I'm telling you, I'm serious. That's not enough. Be friends first. Like I said, people don't understand or realize it is better to marry a friend. Someone you know, someone that will treat you right. Okay? Not just a handsome stranger, not just a superficial, attractive woman that you see. And you feel that I can't get my hands off of her. That's lust and infatuation. That's all that is. Falling in love is sexy. I must say, it's sexy, it's romantic, it's what we see on television. But again, it's fast and it's explosive. It's explosive. Hey, if I'll be honest, if you indulge in sex at that time, the sex at that time is phenomenal. It's out of this world. But like I said, it don't last. Because then it fizzles out as quickly as it started, it's gone. And then, like I said, you keep wondering, what happened? So marry someone that you can grow with. Get into a relationship with someone you can grow old with. Because if the love is shallow, guess what? You will find yourself wanting out. You're looking for somewhere else to go. You're looking for someone else. Because there's nothing that excites you about the relationship. A slow burn will keep you warmer for a lot longer than fireworks. I want to say that again. A slow burn will keep you warmer for a lot longer than fireworks. Remember that. Fireworks is gone, but a slow burn takes time. Consider growing in love and not falling in love. Really, we are looking for good relationships, long-lasting relationships. And the only way that we're going to get there is if we start approaching relationships differently with a long-term mentality that I'm looking for something that's long-lasting, not quick and spicy and hot, because the fire does go out. When it goes out, there has to be something there to hold it together. If there's nothing there, you're going to say next, and then move on to the next one. So when a relationship is not built on a solid foundation, like I said, it will fail. Now, I'm not saying that we should not be attracted to each other. Of course, attraction is very important, but there has to be more than just physical attraction, because physical attraction alone will not keep the relationship going. You know, ask yourself a question. Can you intellectually keep the other person stimulated, engaged in mindful conversation? Sometimes that's what it takes. Some people, their minds are working. They are so intelligent that they need another intelligent person to keep their minds working, to keep the conversations spicy, interesting. Some people really don't know how to talk. Because when there's nothing to talk about, sex won't keep you together. So my point is this, that we need to approach relationships and love differently. Because saying I love you is not enough. Saying I love you will not make the relationship work. Sometimes at that moment, you're grasping for the little bit that's left because you realize it's falling apart. So growing together means that we take a real interest in each other's well-being. And we also take the time to engage in personal growth. We have to grow to be the best version of ourselves that we possibly can be. We need to be the best version of ourselves in order to make our relationship successful. In order to enhance what we both bring to the table, we have to work on this stuff. It doesn't happen out of the blue. This is what we do to get our relationships in a workable space where, we understand each other, we respect each other, and we start growing and loving each other. We have to understand or even possess the qualities needed to be a good husband and a good wife. We have to consider those things, that we possess and understand what those qualities are. We have to ask those questions. We have to ask ourselves those questions, and we have to ask the other person those hard questions. Get past the looks. Like I said, physical attraction is not enough. Get past the superficial stuff and start digging deeper. And if you realize you've got something in common and you can build something together, then you go right ahead. It takes maturity to grow in love and not fall in love. After all, falling in love denotes being out of control, not being able to manage your actions and your emotions and your affections. It's like you're all over the place. And I find that most people do not have the patience to build a relationship because they get bored very easily. And the only way around this is to grow in love and not fall in love. Take your time. Take your time to know her. Take your time to know him. Falling in love causes one to go into a relationship based on emotions. I said it before, I'm saying it again. But growing in love allows us to make rational choices based on rational thought and maturity. So in my opinion, do not fall in love with the notion of being in love, but instead consider the notion of growing in love together for a lifetime. Hey, do me a favor. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave your comments and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Okay, like and also share this video, please. Thanks for those who have subscribed. Encourage your friends to subscribe. And let's grow this space, okay? My name is William Nelson Ryan, and I will see you in my next video. God bless you. This has been Love Factual. Take care.